the most formidable quarterback ranking in the sports world, Mahomes Mountain. Today's focus, how to fuel yourself on this journey. You know, it's a long journey. You have to figure out your food. Russ cooks, Mayfield bakes, Tommy DeVito packs chicken cutlets, and the Chiefs are starving for points.
Okay.
Well, it's true.
But alas, pack your trail mix as we head to the icy peak of Mahomes Mountain.
We have not had this much movement atop the mountain, up and down, on and off, including the return of vacancies to the mountain in weeks and weeks. So let's get right to it. Off the mountain. So, listen, I don't know that Bryce Young's ever going to be allowed to climb.
No.
I'm sorry about that. And fell off the mountain. Oh, man, the swan song for Josh Dobbs, Aiden O'Connell, and Derek Carr, whose teammates don't seem to really love him that much. They have all fallen off the mountain. 7th row, Geno. Missed the game with injury, you fall. Gardner Minshew, he fell as well. Justin Fields stays where he is. Drake May right in the middle of that 7th row. And then Desmond Ridder, even in a loss, he played well.
Let's go.
And then the Z brothers, Zappy and Zach. Some said it would never be done. Zach Wilson makes his mountain debut. 6th row.
Shocking.
Herbert fell, and now that he's out for the season, he will be off the mountain, sadly. Jared Goff, you know, at that altitude and temperature, hands shrink even more. It's tough. You think they swell. And then, moving up the mountain, Will Levis, Tommy DeVito, and as Wildes accurately predicted, welcome to the mountain, Joe Flacco. Vinny said you would never even dare to climb it. Joe Flacco, level 6 guy. 5th row. Tua, people are like, oh, you're not going to drop Tua after that performance? No, the mountain had Tua properly rated, so we have no need to drop him. Josh Allen does drop a bit despite Tony Romo's protestations. Jordan Love stays exactly where he is. And, you know, it's so odd because Love lost this week, and we haven't talked much about that game, even though it was last night, which is funny because Greg Jennings here, and he's a Packers guy. And last week, even though he wasn't here, we talked so much about the Packers. Quick, you know, recap if you missed it, guys.
Go, Pack, go.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's not
Hold that L.
Can I give it to you?
Did you hold that L though?
Would you like to hold it now, my friend?
No, I didn't pick them too.
Okay, back to the mountain. Two of show favorites.
Yeah.
Russ and Baker move up the mountain. Baker with another valiant fourth quarter performance in a victory. Russ, unlike Baker though, you know, is out of the playoff picture as we sit here today. Now, to the 4th row. Nothing but guys dropping. Jalen Hurts, it's been a rough stretch. He drops a bit. The Prince, listen, played through injury. You know I don't love that with quarterbacks. Still threw 3 touchdowns, but had 3 picks. And C.J. Stroud, he got hurt, got banged up, didn't play well. He must drop as well. And there is a vacancy along that 4th row of the mountain. And what's that? Oh, that's Debo and C-Mac. Debo and C-Mac.
Oh, he's up.
Pushing Purdy back to his place on the mountain. Okay, all right, now no vacancies. My apologies. 3rd row of the mountain. Listen, Jake Browning's time atop the mountain has come to an end, but it's still, listen, he's still been great. And Matt Stafford had an awesome game. Now, people might be like, how did Caleb move up? He has not played in weeks. Because I am here to tell you now that Caleb is not under the weekly microscope. Everyone is acknowledging the simple fact that if the team with the number 1 pick called you and said, we will give it to you, and you have any of the quarterbacks below,
The Prince?
you're at least holding an all-hands-on-deck meeting. Every quarterback beneath Caleb on the mountain,
Jalen Hurts.
They are at least having an all-hands-on-deck meeting.
You can't.
C.J. Stroud? No. There is no way they're hanging up C.J. Stroud.
No.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
They're not even
C.J. Stroud, you're hanging up?
You're okay. You're
I'm
having
hanging
a
up.
meeting.
You're having a meeting.
I'm not having a
All right,
meeting.
I'm telling you right
You
now.
can't tell the GM,
C.J.
oh, yeah,
Stroud?
they offered me Caleb Williams, I hung up. You're like, what?
No, you've got to have a
C.J.
meeting.
Stroud?
You can,
You gotta have a meeting.
Brew, in the meeting, you can
No
vote
meeting.
no,
Gotta have a
but
meeting.
you're having a meeting.
Gotta have a
Back to the mountain. Row 2 of the mountain. In my opinion, the 2 leading
mountain
MVP
is
candidate
different.
quarterbacks. Dak Prescott, who is the overwhelming favorite, and then Lamar Jackson, who I think is a dark horse candidate, depending on the final month goes. And gloriously, back atop the mountain, in his rightful place, none other than Patrick Mahomes, back atop Mahomes Mountain. What's this? What's this? Who's that grabbing? What? Get off, Patrick. Oh my and Dak Prescott takes his place.
Oh, man.
There, Greg Jennings.
The mountain is
Mahomes Mountain.
That was moving.
It's got a lot of new technology on that mountain.
I like the mountain. The mountain. You never know what's going to happen. I was shocked for a minute. I'm like, Mahomes, what? So for me, I look at Lamar and the way Lamar is playing. I think we're sleeping on Action Jackson. I'm going to be the first one to say I was sleeping on Action Jackson, bro.
Thank you.
No more am I sleeping on you, Lamar, because you are having a tremendous season. And I know sometimes we get caught up into the fact that you haven't thrown a ton of touchdowns, but you're having a career year. If we can look at his numbers, like this is real. Lamar this year, completion percentage, that's the best ever. Yards per pass, tied for the best. Passing yards per game, second.
That's
touchdown and interceptions, third. Exactly. Second best. And the season's not over. Like yards, total yards, he's probably going to eclipse his 31 some odd hundred yards
career high in
of
total
a career
yards is
high.
3,100.
Correct. And so for me, when I watch Lamar, in particularly last week,
he was great.
He was phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's
He
no doubt
used
about that.
everything that makes him special, he put it on display. His pocket presence, his ability to throw the ball down the field, which I think was the most impressive thing. The fact that he was able to come back from behind, something that I've had questions and concerns revolving around Lamar Jackson and his ability to do it specifically at this point in the season and in the postseason. He's going to have to do that. With the type of talent that he has around him, no safety net in Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson, you should be more talked about when we talk about MVPs in this league.
Okay, so I actually agree with everything Greg said. I want to be clear, though. But you were fine with his placement on the mountain, right? He's in the second best, highest position you can be. You wouldn't have him ahead of Dak,
He's
right?
third.
You wouldn't.
No,
he's not third.
I wouldn't have him ahead of Dak, but now the ref is still there, right? Can the ref pull him over?
There's no left to right, guys. Guys, he and Mahomes are dead even. It is not left to right.
It's not a mountain
No,
committee,
it's a
bro.
secret committee.
Nick
knows.
Brew's confused. Okay, go. The altitude's got me.
First of all, great stuff on Lamar. I said it 2 months ago, so great stuff. Look, obviously Brock Purdy should be higher, and the Prince should be lower. Obviously, all right. But I'm going to focus.
Wait, hold on. You want the Prince lower?
Yeah, yes,
3 interceptions.
absolutely. 3 interceptions. He's tough. I like that he's tough.
When he wasn't
I
throwing
like that.
picks, you guys killed him for not having enough touchdowns. Now he's 3 touchdowns a game for a month, and he has 1 high pick game when he's playing on one leg. Only Mahomes can do that. And you guys want to drop him?
No.
I did drop him.
He was outplayed. Was it Flacco? He was outplayed by Joe Flacco.
Okay, and I dropped
him. A month ago, Flacco was a candidate to be up here with us.
What?
I mean, come on.
I wish he was right
now. Here's what I'd say, Nick. I want to focus on Josh Allen, and I will give you credit. Because when he was being talked about as the best quarterback in the league, then you rightly pushed back and pulled him down. But now I think there's been an overcorrection. All right, I think you got him too low. Look, Josh Allen is great. He still is a great quarterback. He's definitely better than the Prince, and he is a difference maker. I get it, he leads the league in interceptions, but he also leads the league in total touchdowns. He's got 35. Way more than anybody else in the league. So I think Josh Allen is being disrespected on the mountain. He should be
Where do you want him?
Where do you want him?
Where do you want him?
Well, an easy correction is switch him into Prince.
So
and then if you take Caleb and Browning off, which should happen. Yeah,
Hold on, what are we doing?
Browning is
What are we
way
doing
down.
for Jake Browning?
Purdy, I put Purdy in the Prince.
Okay,
and Josh.
stop.
that doesn't work.
Yeah, but Josh should be up.
Go make
Josh
your
should
own
be
mountain.
way up.
All right, first of all.
Josh
Second
should
of
be
all,
with Stafford, come down.
if you heard that correctly, America, here's the argument. The Prince needs to drop because he had 1 game where he had a bunch of turnovers. Josh Allen needs to raise where, despite the fact that he leads the NFL in turnovers for basically the entire time this show has existed, he has led the NFL
But he
in
also
turnovers,
leads in touchdowns.
including this week or this year. And Brew, Mr. Quarterback Wins guy, is just absolutely fetting a 7-6 Josh Allen. So I'm just telling
Trevor's
you, these
been
are all the things
playing like a game manager.
Here we go.
I said it.
Now we're back.
It's true.
Now we're back. Go ahead. He's averaging 3 yards, 3 touchdowns per month. Go ahead.
So the way that we prepare this segment is our producers then I need a definitive statement on your quarterback. What do you want to do?
I don't like that part of it.
About the definitive
Yeah, I
statement?
don't think he's like comes to us. He does the same thing with the headlines. He's like, I need the bar.
I like
Yes.
it.
Figure it out.
But overall, I like it. But I have
I
a
don't-
question about this quarterback. Tommy DeVito. So I'm going to go through a few stats on Tommy DeVito, a theory on Tommy DeVito. Then I'm going to ask Greg one basic question. So here's stat number 1 on Tommy DeVito. Highest passer rating as a starter this year, minimum 4 games. So for you, it's Purdy, Dak, Tommy DeVito, and Tua. So like, all right, granted 4 games, small sample size.
Yes.
DeVito this year throwing outside the numbers. Okay, he's second touchdown interception ratio. Passer rating is third. Yards per pass is up there. 67, 60, I'm gonna say 68% completion percentage. And then he's got this kind of confidence that I've described as, like the kidneys of the quarterback body. Like, if you got it, you never talk about it. But if you don't have it, well, the whole thing falls apart. That's what happened to my guy, Mac Jones. It's kind of a gross analogy,
Yeah,
but I'm not even
couldn't
sure what
workshop
kidneys
that.
do to be 100% honest, but I know they're important. So the question is this, and I'll ask Greg, and then you can respond. Is Tommy DeVito the real deal? Or are we just having a little moment? Because I can't tell. He might be him, but he might not be. So you can make the call.
I'm going to lean to the side of saying he's having a moment
Okay.
because there's not enough sample size. And what I will say is he's gotten the same guys that was blocking for Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor, and the receivers
Coming from this guy,
actually play ball.
Oh, you ready? You.
We just said it. What?
Remember, they
Top
made
10.
the playoffs last year under Daniel.
He
Yeah.
said Daniel
I'm
Jones
just
was
saying.
top 10, and he just said Tommy DeVito was not playing him.
Okay.
So that was,
Take that contract, put it in the shredder.
All right, two things. One is I do think the person who looks the best with Tommy DeVito's success is Brian Daboll. After he had a great first year under with Daniel Jones, and then it was rough at the beginning of this year. But also, do you think Tommy DeVito and Jeremy Lin are on a group chat, or is it WhatsApp, or what? When they're like,
Right.
what-
There are
what
some
do you-
similarities.
Yes.
I mean,
Like,
we're
we're
out
out
here
here
cooking.
Yes.
I mean, let's. I'm not trying to
Joshua
be rude.
Dobbs as well. He's not
yeah,
even on the
but not
mountain
in New
anymore.
York. I'm trying to do it in New York.
I'm just saying,
trying to
like,
do it in New York.
hot moment.
Real insanity similarities there.
exactly.
It really
Okay,
is.
well,
Also,
how about the quarterback
not
from
even in the
Duke
league
who all of a
right
sudden we gave
Also,
$160 million?
as the
I like that
Italian
guy.
American on the show, I think people are laughing a little too much at some of the Italians. I'm gonna tell you that.
Probably dial it back.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.